Hi guys, and welcome to another video. Today we are going to do a really juicy restorative yoga practice. So really grounding, really slow, really contemplative. For today's class you will need a bolster and a couple of blocks. If you don't have a bolster, then a couple of pillows from your bed, like wrapped in a blanket, so sort of fold them in half so they make that kind of cylinder shape, works perfectly. And the blocks can be a couple of extra cushions or a couple of big books. That also works. So yeah, hope you really enjoy today. Maybe keep some layers on. We're not going to be moving very much at all. So take your time, get cosy, have a blanket around if you want, pop some socks on, and we'll begin. So we're going to start just with a really gentle little sequence just to warm into the body. So come to a knelt position at the back of your mat. Let the hands rest onto the thighs. I'm going to roll the shoulders back and down. I'll take one more, rolling them all the way up, all the way back down again. Reach the arms around behind you, clasp the hands together, squeeze the shoulder blades. And take that little bit of a look up towards the ceiling with both the heart and the eyes. And maybe just press the knuckles down towards the floor. Take a lovely deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, we're going to fold it softly forwards, letting the arms lift away from the lower back just as much as feels comfortable for you. Press the hands all the way back up away from you. Sweep them up, reach into the fingertips, and then melt them all the way back down. Get a little wriggle into the shoulders, sweep the arms up, and we're going to bring them to a cactus shape. So elbows come to stack the height of the shoulders, squeeze the arms back, and again take that little bit of a back bend. And then squeeze the arms towards each other, tuck the chin in and find a rounding. Open the body back out again, really draw it open. And then bring it all the way back in. Do one more time, almost like wings, so we unfurl them out. And then bring them all the way back in. Drawing yourself to neutral, again release the arms, take a little bit of a wriggle. And from here we're going to briefly bring ourselves over to hands and knees. So stacking the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. As we inhale, slide the sit bones behind you and up, belly draws down, chest forwards. And as you exhale, curl the bottom under round through the spine, chin tucked. Again, inhale, slide the hips forwards, belly draws down, chest forwards. And as you exhale, curl it all the way back. One final time as you inhale, slide the hips up, chest forwards. And as you exhale, curl it all the way back. Walking the hands forwards. Bottom draws high, chest draws down towards the floor. We find our way to extended puppy pose, taking a long, nice breath in here. And back out again. Take one more breath. And then walking the hands all the way back towards the knees. And bring yourself all the way back down to that knelt position. From here we're going to bring ourselves to our first restorative posture. So we're going to come to our child's pose. So you're going to bring your bolster or your wrapped cushions in front of you. So they kind of nestle between the knees. So the big toes are beginning to touch. The knees have come a little wider. And from here, we're actually, to keep it really nice and soft, we're going to bring our couple of blocks or books underneath the end of the bolster, just so it's stacked up a little bit more. From here, walk the hands forwards and bring them around the end of the bolster as we begin to nestle the body down. So from here you might feel you want to bring the bolster a little bit more between your thighs. And as you exhale, curl it all the way back. One final time as you inhale, slide the hips up, chest forwards. And as you exhale, curl it all the way back. Hands can wrap round the end of the bolster or they might reach behind you. Begin to lay the chest down onto that bolster and turn the head in one direction. So take your time to begin to nestle the body down. Begin to tune into your breath. And if it feels okay for you, then begin to let the eyes close. And as you let the eyes close, bring to mind whether you feel any tension. Notice how deep your breath is. And where the breath enters your body. Lie here and relax. Relax the upper chest, the shoulders, and the muscles around the neck. And try to keep your belly soft as it rises and falls. Feel the belly soft between the thighs, that swell of the rib cage towards the inner thighs. Your breathing should be effortless and without struggle. Note, do you entirely finish the exhale before you take the next breath? Try to keep your breath soft. Imagine a candle flame in front of your nose and you just don't want to disturb the flame. Try not to get to that point where we're at the very end of our breath. And instead let the inhale and the exhale roll one into the other. Softly take a little roll of the head. In order to roll the head to the opposite side, letting the side of your head once again rest down onto the bolster. And notice whether you need to take any other little movements or changes as you settle into this new position. And then once again tuning into your breath. Where does the breath enter the body? Where do you feel the breath as it moves through the body? Once again, imagine that candle just in front of your nose. And with each breath, you really don't want to disturb the flame. Take your attention to the 4 parts of your breath. The inhale, the tiny pause, the exhale, and the tiny pause. Notice the length of each. And don't attempt to change them, just tune in. Can you be present in each stage of that breath? And as you are, do you notice a change into the physical body? Let the rise and fall of the breath come from deep inside your body. And slowly rolling your head all the way to center. And beginning to peel your way all the way up, away from the bolster. So again, we reach the arms high. Bring them down to your cactus shape. Take a little opening into the front of the chest and then curl the arms towards each other as we tuck the chin in. Release the arms. A little wriggle into the shoulders, into the neck. And then from here we'll bring ourselves to our next posture. So removing the bolster from the blocks, pop the blocks just to one side. And then bring the bolster to the centre of your mat. I'm going to swing the legs to one side. And we're going to sit with the side of the hip as close to the end of the bolster as is comfortable. Now this leg that's closest to the bolster, we want to bring so that the thigh kind of makes that right angle with the bolster. And the opposite leg we tuck to the side of us, so we kind of come to this stag leg position. We're going to bring ourselves to a twist. So from here we're going to take that little rotation of the trunk of the body, begin to walk the hands down your bolster and let the forearms lay one on each side. So this might feel enough as we take that little twist through the torso, in which case let the side of your head come to rest down onto the bolster facing the same direction as the knees. Or you might find that you'd like to take that twist a little further up into the upper back and take the twist of the head so that it faces away from the knees. Once again, take your time to really settle into the posture here. Take your time to focus in on the breath. And as you begin to focus in on that breath, let the eyes close. Feel the length into your spine. Begin to tune into the rotation of the body. And take a long, soft breath in. As you begin to take long, soft breaths, welcome every aspect of yourself as you are. And your long exhale begins to dissolve and release. Allow the approach to be simple and let go of any preconceived ideas of what it should be like, what the pose should feel like, what our mind should react like. Let go of the need to control the experience and soften. Release into the props. The voice inside may comment, it might judge, it might compare, it might complain. Welcome that voice, but suspend your tendency to edit or censor what comes up. Accept what you find, acknowledge the experience, and let go of what you think should be happening, and accept what is actually happening. Tune into those deeper feelings of your body. And as and when your body is shouting at you to fidget, really tune in as to whether you need to. If you're sitting in real discomfort, then obviously move. If it's just your mind fluctuating and wanting you to do something, then stay with it. Observe those fluctuations. And always come back to the breath. Coming back to the breath once more. And slowly beginning to walk your hands back, peeling the body up and away from the bolster. From here again, we're going to reach the arms up. We'll take a little opening, so hand drops down towards that lower leg, reach the arm over the top. And then float it all the way back. Bring ourselves to the opposite side, so roll the legs in. Take a moment to take a little spin round. And set yourself up on the other side. So from here, that opposite leg comes to sit next to the end of the bolster, creating that little right angle. Opposite leg spins round to the side of us. And again, we take the time to begin to walk the hands down the bolster as we lay the forearms down either side of it. Take a spiral through the chest. And either lay the side of the head down so the gaze is towards the knees, or we take that twist through the neck and we lay all the way down. Once again, tune into the breath. Tune into how the body feels on this side. And again, observe the fluctuations. Settle into the rhythm of the breath. Checking in once more with those 4 parts, the inhale, the pause, the exhale, and the pause. And as you tune in, don't try to change anything, just settle into that breath. Feel your breath swelling towards the prop. Feel your body sinking into the bolster. And once again, as you breathe in, welcome all aspects of yourself. And as you breathe out, let them release, let them dissolve. Let go of the preconceived ideas as to how this pose should feel on this side, knowing that we so often feel pretty different one side to the other. So once again, approach the posture, approach your body with little judgment. As the mind inevitably fluctuates, tune into it. Notice the fluctuations, observe them. And try not to settle on them, but acknowledge them that they're there, and then let them go on their own way. And always tuning back into the rhythm of your breath. Let go of how you think the breath should be, and tune in to how it really is. And slowly beginning to walk your hands all the way back up. Again, peel the body up away from the bolster. Bring yourselves upright. Arm sweeps up. We reach it down towards the feet as the opposite arm draws all the way up, and we find that opening down the side body. And then bring yourself all the way to neutral. Final posture. Again, take hold of your blocks. And from here we're going to prop the end of our bolster up again. Spin your body round so we bring the bottom relatively close towards the end of your bolster. Feet are going to stay flat to the floor with a bend into the knees. And take the feet about mat width apart. From here, slowly lay yourself down. Taking the time to maybe find a little wriggle of the hips. And laying yourself all the way down onto that bolster. We just take hold of the back of the skull. Tuck the chin in slightly and then lay the head all the way back down. With the feet mat width apart, drop the knees in towards each other. Hands can rest onto the abdomen, or maybe they lie to either side of you, elbows bent, palms facing up. Begin to tune into your breath. Once again, noticing the rise and fall of the chest. Noticing the feeling of the air moving in and out of your body. And as we really ground here in this final posture, feel the areas of your body that are resting to the ground. Or resting onto the bolster. Feel the soles of the feet spread and widen. Relax the toes so they're not clawing into the floor. Feel the bottom and the pelvis as it rests lightly to the ground. The backs of the hands as they melt into the floor, the fingertips lightly curling into the palms. The forearms resting. And then the length of the spine, that subtle curve around the bottom of the bolster. And the support all the way from the pelvis right up until the back of the head. And that grounding, that support, that feeling of arriving, maybe just allows us to breathe that little bit longer into the chest. Feel that swell of the rib cage. Once again, tune into the rhythm of the breath. Tune into those four parts: the inhale, the pause, the exhale, and the pause. And let yourself drift into that focus. Drifting into the breath. And slowly tuning back into the sounds around you. Becoming aware once more of the areas of your body that are resting down to the ground. Beginning to find a little bit of movement into your fingers and your toes. And maybe just taking a moment to reach the arms over the top of the head and spread right into those fingers. Take a yawn if you feel like one is right there, or maybe a big old sigh out through the mouth. And then releasing the arms. Really carefully taking a little roll over onto your right hand side. And then slowly bringing yourself all the way up to seated. Just finding any sort of comfortable seated position. Let one hand come to rest onto your heart and the other one on top of it. Feel that breath in swell beneath your hands. And your breath out drop away. Let the hands come to rest together into a prayer position. Inhale here. And as you exhale, take a bow to close our practice. Thank you. I really hope you enjoyed today's practice. If you did, keep following either the YouTube, which you can subscribe to, or here on Instagram, and I will be back with another practice for you soon.